Kazakhs say, all roads lead to Rome and nations converge. In the context of the modern role of logistics in the trade and economic relations between countries, roads play the role of connecting bridges. Hello, my name is Danyar Batirbayev, and this program is Road to the Future. In ancient times, Chinese merchants had two main caravan routes in the direction towards Europe. The first stretched out through Iran, the second one through the land of the Oghuz. The early feudal state of these Turkic tribes was situated along the shores of the river Sirdarya. Today, their descendants live in the Kizlordar district of Kazakhstan. Taking into account the prospects of modern transit, this region is one of the most important sites of the route, which unites Europe with Asia. It will not be extraneous to remind ourselves today in the territory of Kazakhstan, one of the largest infrastructural projects in Eurasia is being realized. It is the construction of the motor corridor Western Europe, Western China. Its total length is 8,445 kilometers. From this total length, 2,787 kilometers pass through the territory of our republic. The longest section is 812 kilometers in the Kizlordar district. It's almost 30% of the entire area of Kazakhstan. The road from the Chinese port, Lianyungang, to the border of Western Europe takes 9 days. From these, the passage through the territory of the Kizlordar district takes almost 24 hours. The area of the region is 226,000 square kilometers. This indicator is comparable with the total territory of 4 European states, such as Austria, Switzerland, Denmark, and the Netherlands, whereas the population density of this region is only 1 person per 3 square kilometers. For example, in order to deliver the produce manufactured in the Aral district, one must get through 448 kilometers to Kizlordar and 620 kilometers to Aktobe. The conditions of survival, if you want them to take place in such large spaces, is inherent in the reliable, uninterrupted, and economically accessible infrastructure. If you have manufactured something, the product delivered to you is from an insufficient, small, and local market. The realization of the project Western Europe, Western China on the territory of the Kizlordar district started in the year 2010. During that period, the covering and the size of the old motorway, which stretched through the neighboring districts of Aktobe and southern Kazakhstan, did not correspond to modern requirements.
Здесь проходила автомобильная дорога Самара-Шымкент.
The highway passed through Samara, Shymkent in 3 categories. The width of the ground covering measured 12 meters. The width of the part for driving was 7 meters. This road was built in the 20th century in the 60s to the 70s. 4 contracted and 12 subcontracted companies took part in the construction. The distribution of all the 15 sites was produced according to a lot system. Moreover, their technical categories were marked with TES, feasibility study. Considering the predicted intensity, the motorway from the border with the South Kazakhstan region to the city of Kizlordar relates to the first technical category. It was built with 4 lanes. Its length constituted 246 kilometers. The road from Kizlordar to the border with the Aktobe district is of a second category in 2 lanes. Starting with Kizlordar, of course, our intensity is lower, and due to this, building a road with 4 lanes is economically ineffective. Amendments to the route were inserted at the expense of the construction of new sites. For example, sites such as Kizlordar's bypass. It has 4 lanes, its length is 15 kilometers, and its width is 14 meters. This road has an important significance not only for the optimization of the motorway and the reduction of the transit traffic load, but also the prospective growth of the city. Today, there are no signs of urbanization here. But according to the general plan of the development of the district center, they will build a new catchment area in this place, covering an area of 205 hectares. Multi-story residential houses will appear on both sides of the road, as well as shopping and entertainment centers and other sites. Next in the program, what it takes for us to build a bridge and what engineering constructions were erected in the region within the project Western Europe, Western China.
Дорожно-строительная статистика.
The road construction statistics, as any other, know everything. Thanks to it became known to us that 48 places, 336 pipelines, 83 underpasses, 14 two-level junctions, and 2 railroad passages were erected in the Kizloorda area of the road, Western Europe, Western China. During the construction of the junctions, 2 models of the pipe and a complete cloverleaf were used. The first version of the junction is quite a simple configuration. That's why it's easy for drivers to set their bearings. A type of pipe with a left-turn descent to the left of the viaduct. The main part of the population of the Kizloorda district, 56%, consists of the rural inhabitants. Amongst the branches of the agrarian sector, animal husbandry is the most developed. In this dry terrain, its traditions were passed on from generation to generation. Therefore, there were more than 80 underpasses built in total along various areas of the international motorway, so as not to disturb the region's ecosystem and at the same time not to limit the rural population in its pursuit of animal husbandry. Here are the small cattle which grazes here and crosses the road, the crossing. And in the evening they return to the aul. What bliss it is that this crossing appeared and that there is a bridge there. There are no accidents, and there are bridges like this every 4 to 5 kilometers, which the horned and small cattle can cross. Incidentally, during the construction of the underpasses, pipes were implemented, which were made not from reinforced concrete, but from corrugation. Thanks to this alternative, the erection period was shortened by 15 days and the price of the works decreased by 5%. One of the large infrastructural sites within the international motorway is the crossing across the river Sirdarya. The length of the bridge is 210 meters. Here, 4 spans are provided for, 2 which are 42 meters in length, and the same number, 63 meters in length. The peculiarity of the construction is that it was erected with the help of monolithic concrete. This technology was used for the first time in the Kazakh site in the project Western Europe, Western China. The bridge with the monolithic spanning structure has privileges such as durability, reliability, and safety. Moreover, the construction has a modern, aesthetic look. Next in the program, how the covering was reinforced and from where the road construction materials entered. The climate of the Kizloorda district is sharply continental. Here there is hot, dry, lengthy summer and a cold, short winter with little snow. The sudden change in temperature is the main reason, which can have a negative influence on the road covering. Hence, you should approach the choice of clothing for the road here with thoroughness. As a whole, the covering setup reminds one of the preparation processes of a puff pipe. At the beginning, groundworks are conducted, ground preparation, and only then the laying of the road construction mixtures happen in a consecutive order. The layers spread out from the sand-gravel mixture with a thickness of 25 centimeters. A mixture consisting of sand, gravel, and ballast constitutes the upper foundation with a thickness of 20 centimeters. Next in turn is the concrete asphalt covering. Incidentally, it consists of 3 layers. The highly porous concrete asphalt is 12 centimeters in height. Porous asphalt concrete is 10 centimeters in height, and the BMCA is 5 centimeters. In total, the covering turns out to be 27 centimeters. Thanks to the upper layer of the BMCA, the ballast mastic concrete asphalt, the road covering takes on stability. It is less subject to deconstruction, which can happen because of harsh climatic conditions and the influence of large capacity transport. Apart from climatic conditions in the Kizloorda district, a factor concerning the passage of the motorway in the zone of cultivation of rice, where the irrigable arable farming is used intensively and a great risk of eutrophication and salinization of the ground was taken into account. The implementation of special materials was provided for on such sites under the construction of the road Western Europe, Western China, in particular the so-called geogrid. The sudden change in temperature which the geogrid withstands ranging from plus 60 to minus 60 degrees. In addition to this, the material is not prone to rotting, the influence of acids and alkali. As a result, the time period of the road's durability is significantly lengthened. The whole road clothing is taken into account for our sharply continental climate. In other words, the materials go through a certain kind of verification. This is for checking of frost resistance and durability. Incidentally, the monitoring of the progression of works realized the 4 company consultants. From these, 1 is from Kazakhstan, 2 are joint, and 1 from Great Britain.
На этом участке западно-китайской дороги мы смотрели.
On this area of the road, Western Europe, Western China, we looked at the work ranging from 1,917 to 2,057 kilometers.
7 километраж.
The entire Kizlyarda site to the international motorway will be completed in the year 2016. Even today, the intensity of the automobile stream here makes up more than 5,000 cars in 24 hours. The yearly turnover volume has reached almost 13 million tons. By the year 2020, according to the experts, the indicator can increase up to 33 million tons in weight. The durability duration of the new motorway with the asphalt concrete covering without major reparation is 16 years. In order for the quality of the road to remain at an appropriate level, special scales have been installed on the motorway. With their help, the size of the car and the load of the axle are monitored. In the case of the detection of the overweight load, the system automatically sends out a receipt about the fine to the proprietor of the vehicle. Next in the program, the project Western Europe, Western China is of greatest interest to small and big businesses. Under the construction of the site of the auto route Western Europe, Western China, the raw material possibilities of the region itself and the districts, which are located next door. The bitumen for the asphalt concrete covering was produced in Kizlyarda, a personal factory. The rubble was delivered from neighboring regions, and here in places they converted it in mobile mini factories. New productions were especially built and introduced for the exploitation of the new production for the realization of the project in the Kizlyarda district. Amongst them was ballast factories in the Janagorskaya and Shilitskaya districts and the enterprise for the bitumen output in Kizlyarda. The missing materials which were dropped off from other regions in Kazakhstan. The metal beams and pointing reams from Almaty, the cement concrete articles are from Shymkent.
7 и камень полностью казахстанские.
Ballast and stone are fully from Kazakhstan, around 50% concrete from Kazakhstan, 50% from Russia. The remaining materials, for instance, cement or sand or other materials, such as the ground, are from Kazakhstan.
Материалы, которые грунт, все это казахстанские.
As it is said, the service decides everything. Therefore, along the whole site of the International Transit Motor Corridor within the Kizlyarda district, everything is provided for in terms of service. Here, a total of 33 sites have been built so far. On the territory of the Kizlyarda district within the motor corridor Western Europe, Western China, as on other sites, construction of standard type sites of the roadside service of 3 categories, A, B, and C. In the expert's opinion from the Regional Chamber of Entrepreneurs, not only small and medium businesses can get involved in these projects, but also big businesses. Now, oil service and oil-producing companies conduct a series of internal changes. They reduce the volume of work. We also recommend reorienteering, the level of roadside service along the road, along the motorway, Western Europe, Western China. From 33 sites of roadside service, the main part relates to the C category. There will be paces at every 50 kilometers of the road. A filling station, parking lot, repair shop, and definitely eating and shopping points will be provided from there. If you take into account that the greater part of the population of the district are village inhabitants, then for them the manufacturing of food products will become a stable source of income. Regional authorities are prepared to hem them in the creation of agribusinesses. We plan to organize collection points and logistics centers in order to create comfort, taking in mind the population demand and to correctly deliver it to the regions. The service site of the B category looks like this roadside complex, which opened in 2015 near the international motorway on the territory of the Erol district.
Бұл жерлерде бір мезгілде 60 адам тамақтанатын асханасы бар, үстінде 24 орындық гостиницасы бар,
There is a canteen here where 60 people can simultaneously eat food. There is a hotel for 24 people. There is a service industry for road transport. There's a filling station and shops. During the summertime, we plan to sell kumis, shubat, and other national drinks.
Тағамдармен қымыз, шуат деген сусындармен тамақтандырамыз деген ойымызда бар.
Next in the program, the cosmos of a presentiment, or when will tourism become the instigator of the regional economy? Each district in Kazakhstan along the territory of which the motorway Western Europe, Western China passes has its own sites. They serve as business cards for the region. For the Kizlordar district, it's the Baikonur Cosmodrome and the memorial complex Korkit Ata. Within the international motor corridor, they can become centers of tourist attractions. The roadside service near the memorial complex Korkit Ata relates to the A category. As a rule, sites of this category are located near historical and cultural memorials. Specialists working in the sphere of tourism consider that the development of the roadside infrastructure within the project Western Europe, Western China creates good possibilities in order to uncover the entire wealth of historical and natural memorials of Kazakhstan's regions.
Они дадут общее представление о необыкновенном величии этой страны, о которой сейчас еще мало знают в мире.
They will give a general idea about the extraordinary greatness of this country, which few people still know about in the world now. And today I'm simply very glad because everything leads for this monument to remain in people's memory for a long time. You must teach people who could create this informed atmosphere for those incredible places, which Kazakhstan possesses.
Которыми обладает Казахстан.
According to legend, Korkit Ata lived during the 9th century on the shores of Sir Darya. Incidentally, he was buried there too. He entered history as a poet, a sage and the creator of the kobuz, the most ancient Turkic bowed string instrument. Not by chance, the architectural shape of this complex reminds one of the kobuz shape. Incidentally, they say that namely here you can hear Korkit's melody in the wind's music. Mark Moody is in the Kizlordar district for the first time. He works at the Consulate of the United States in the city of Almaty.
I wanted to come out to Kizlordar to learn more about the area, see what potential there is. They've taken me to see some of these sites, such as here. I've learned a lot here today. I didn't know about Korkut Ata.
In the Kizlordar steppe, everything reminds one of the greatness of the Turkic spirit, the limitless space of the cosmos. Maybe Baikonur brings home these sensations, the Cosmodrome, from where, from the first time in history, Yuri Gagarin departed towards the Earth's orbit. The project Western Europe, Western Kazakhstan can pass on new energy to the Baikonur Cosmodrome. Cosmic tourism is becoming popular in today's world. Besides, the fact of the matter is not only the orbital flight, but also the possibility of visiting the Cosmos Museum, seeing the space rockets, satellites, which were outside of the earthly atmosphere. And if you're lucky, you can observe the takeoff of a real rocket. Modern and good quality roads are wonderful. The development of small and medium business is great. Having a new impulse for the region's economy is excellent. And after all, the greatest significance of the project Western Europe, Western China is its social component. It was only possible to attract around 5,500 people within the road construction works, which were realized on the Kizlordar site. More than 16,000 people participated in the realization of the project Western Europe, Western China on the territory of the Kizlordar district. Besides, more than 11,000 people were busy with the adjacent productions. They provided the road companies with the necessary materials, food products, and equipment. Such global infrastructural projects as Western Europe, Western China, which broadens the growth perspectives for specific regions and our country as a whole. See you soon along the way, which opens up new opportunities for Kazakhstan.